Hi, this is Martin from dwpcorruption.co.uk, covering the end of part 2 video with Alan there, which was a safety issue that we was talking about with regards the preparation or the lack of preparation on Dudley Council's behalf on the showing of the Titanic Anchor on August the 15th, 10. Back over to you, Al. Just on the end of that video, you was covering a very, very important issue with regards to Plinth. Explain to the public exactly what's happened here, because I believe that where John Lown's concerned and Miller and obviously the people within Dudley Council, you know, somebody should be held accountable for this. You know, especially the way these poor horses was treated. Explain to us, mate, tell us what it is exactly happened that shouldn't have done and what preparation could have taken place to have stopped it.
Well, I'll finish and I'll tell you the preparation. I'll conclude with what I've said. The anchor was put on the plinth simply for the convenience of the filmmakers. It was then taken to the Black Country Living Museum Charity Trust. Charity Trust. A trust has to be whiter than white. However, the anchor being public art, the museum has wrote and told me that they asked Dudley Council if they could borrow the anchor. Now hang on.
Borrow
the anchor. Which, if you think about it, why was it taken off the plinth? They built a plinth for the anchor to go on in Netherton. Why did they have to take it then to the Black Country Living Museum? Well, it's going to be, so they say, for the next 10 months, probably the next 10 years, until Dudley finds out where it can be put. There was no planning permission for it, they had nowhere to put it, yet they say this, yet they built the plinth. So why take it back to the museum? Now, the museum, you have to pay in excess of £13, £14 to go in. If it's public art, people are now paying to see their public art. And I've asked the museum to explain whereabouts are they keeping the anchor. Are they keeping it inside the perimeter fence, which if they are, you have to pay to go in and see? Or is it going to be on the Tipton Road side of the fence at the main entrance?
Can I just recap then? So what you're saying is the people of Dudley are now going to be ripped off totally with the council tax.
Double jeopardy.
Paying for the council tax, and every time those very same people visit the Black Country Living Museum, they're going to be expected to pay again to see that public art.
To see their own public art. Does that sum it all up, Mark?
Well, it's corruption in a nutshell, isn't it?
Well,
it's again the people who are suffering for the inadequacy of these council officers, the likes of bloody David Stanley, who's a comedian, and the people in council themselves.
The chief executive.
Oh, it's just unbelievable. Yet we've whitewashed once again. There's been no public meetings, there's been no meetings, there's been no organisation whatsoever in the purchase of the anchor. We're getting different figures of £20,000 to £50,000.
100,000?
100,000. You know, and at the end of the day,
they don't know how much it's going to cost.
How the hell can you go and buy something that's
as public art and lend it to somebody else,
and you don't know what the bloody hell you're buying?
A commercial company. You don't know the price of it, you buy it, you don't know how much it's going to cost. It's a shady deal. No committee meetings. Councillor Stanley is a government officer, he chairs the meetings, he wasn't present, as you've seen the letter. No meeting took place. I couldn't have chaired it because no meeting took place. How much did it cost? No meeting took place. They keep asking, you answer the questions that at the moment as we talk.
We asked for a statement of fact with Helen Kidd, the Dudley Council solicitor, and she says she's going to advise people not to make a statement. That tells you exactly what corruption is involved with this situation again with Dudley Council. And it goes on from there with the corruption in the courts, with people paying council tax that shouldn't be paying it, and also Dudley Council overall being involved with blatant, outright corruption. This proves it all again, Alan.
The Freedom of Information Act. There are, at this moment in time, 7 of the people involved in this that is Duncan Lowndes, John Miller is not at the moment necessarily technical. He's in breach of the 20 working days. Duncan Lowndes breached the 20 working days to answer questions. John Miller is a borderline case. The chief executive, John Papakanidis, whatever his name is,
Polychronakis. I understand that you have a problem pronouncing his name because I do the same. I haven't got my false teeth in today.
Breach of the Freedom of Information Act. 7 of them. Shed Media, refusing to answer. 2020 Productions, refusing to answer. Channel 4, refusing to answer and sending me a letter that I had to go and pick up from the post office because they never put a stamp on it. Disgraceful. And they will stand to make millions. They claim, Shed Media claims, the programme has cost them £30 million to make. I will ask this question, and I will ask it in good faith. Mr. Duncan Lowndes, we'll send you a copy of this. How much did Shed Media give you in a brown paper envelope so that you would do all these shady deals? Would you like to take me to court on that one, Mr. Lowndes?
If I was you, Mr. Lowndes, I would give that some serious thought before you open your mouth. Do you hear what we're saying? Because by the way that this has been handled within Dudley Council, you're likely to drop yourself in it and be having bread and water. So don't be silly, eh? Come on, mate, let's carry on. We've got other videos to do.
Now, this is the funny part of it. And this is fact. I have the evidence to substantiate everything I read. If not, I'm committing criminal libel. I will repeat, I have the evidence, as Martin has seen, to substantiate everything I say. If I didn't, I would be committing
And in support of that statement by Mr. Alan Darby, because I've allowed the information to be put on DWP corruption, I also support what is being said and done here. So, between the two of us, if it is that you want to throw down the gauntlet and you want to make an issue of this with court proceedings, please include myself.
That is fact. Absolute, 100% cast iron fact, as the evidence will stand up and prove. However, I will give you the background to the dealings of the Anchor now. The Dudley Anchor is a fake, copied from a forged photograph of the real Anchor. The real Anchor was forged. People used a means to disguise that which it was, and because there was no R&D carried out on the Anchor by Shed Media's so-called professional engineers and Dudley Council, in actual fact I supplied the photograph to Dudley Council for that purpose, that if they haven't got a photograph and they want to make a copy of the Anchor, let them make a copy of this. And sure enough, they did exactly what I preempted them to do, and they got the Anchor made by Sheffield Forge Masters International PLC for the documentary We Built Titanic. As they filmed themselves committing breaking the law, they have also filmed the forged copy of the Anchor. It's there for all the world to see. To be broadcast on the 25th of October at 9:30 by Channel 4. And I will quote what went on.
Alan, can I just stop you here just for a second?
Yeah.
It's a most important issue, and I want to cover the fact obviously in the next video that we're going to be doing, but just for the time being, we've got to close, as I've said, due to the time situation. Coming back shortly, most important,